Good afternoon and welcome everyone, and thank you for listening in tonight. We are very fortunate to have our partners here with us this afternoon. As you know, these are especially challenging times that our community shows its true colors. West Michigan has always been one of the most giving communities in the country. We care about our neighbors and we care about them. My name is Wayman Britt. I'm your county administrator, and we're here to talk about what's been happening with our COVID-19 crisis and how our community has pulled together to support each other. I want to thank the leaders from the cities of Grand Rapids, Wyoming, Walker, and Kentwood, and all those who have joined us here today. They and the leaders from the cities and townships throughout the Kent County area are collaborating for the good of our region, and we are all in this together. So thank you. As this situation develops and we call on our business community to make even more sacrifices, we need everyone to continue to think and act like West Michiganders. We need to stand together in support of our neighbors, and that means doing what our public health officers advise is the best interest in our community at large. Now I'd like to welcome Adam London, our Director of Kent County our Community Health Department, to provide details about an emerging public health order that will go into effect in the Kent County area tomorrow. Adam?
Thank you, Wayman. And thank you to all of these amazing leaders who are here with me today. As we recently heard from the governor, we now have 45 cases in the state of Michigan of COVID-19. I'd also like to confirm that one of these new cases is a Kent County resident. We learned just a little while ago from the state laboratory that we have one more presumptive case of COVID-19. So a little bit about our numbers at this time. Out of 77 specimens collected in Kent County, we have 4 presumptive positive cases here locally. 21 of these specimens have come back to us as negative, and a total of 4 have tested positive for COVID-19. A few details about this new presumptive positive case. The new case is a male in his 20s. He has no travel history, and that's very noteworthy here. You should also know that he's doing well and is isolated at home. We just learned about this, as I mentioned. It's a developing investigation, and we'll provide more information to you as that investigation continues. In particular, when we learn of any detail or any information that has actual public health value that people need to know, if there have been exposures, we will let you know about those bits of information. I also want to thank the governor for the executive order that limits gatherings to no more than 250 people. That's very helpful to us as we're working to limit social contact and we're trying to encourage social distancing. But we're being asked, what additional steps are we taking here in Kent County to flatten that epidemiological curve and to slow the spread of this here locally? As you may be aware, Oakland and Ingham counties issued public health orders this weekend limiting occupancy loads to 50% in various facilities. Tonight, the Kent County Health Department is taking a similar step. I'm issuing an emergency public health order that I've just signed a few moments ago to reduce occupancy load for food service establishments, entertainment venues, and physical fitness centers by 50%, excluding employees. This order will take effect noon tomorrow, March 16th, and will remain in effect through Sunday, April 5th. So I'd like to read you some of the actual language from that order. This order reduces occupancy load for food service establishments, entertainment venues, and physical fitness centers by 50%, excluding employees. It is hereby ordered that each food service establishment approved for Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development licensure by Kent County Health Department shall reduce its occupancy load by 50%, excluding employees. Food service establishments include, but are not limited to restaurants, bars, church dining halls, schools, carry-out, catering, country clubs, banquet halls, fraternal organizations. Excluded from this order, healthcare facilities, long-term care facilities, and grocery stores. And that's important. I want everyone to recognize that grocery stores are not included in this order. People can still get access to the food they need. Entertainment venues and physical fitness centers shall reduce occupancy load by 50%, excluding employees. Entertainment venues include, but are not limited to, theaters, auditoriums, concerts, conferences, sporting events, gaming establishments, and trampoline parks. To be clear, again, I am not talking about grocery stores or food pantries. We are talking about entities licensed as food service establishments with the Kent County Health Department. We're doing this to help everyone in our community maintain safe social distancing, and that's critically important. As we've learned about this virus and how it's transmitted, what's become very apparent is that the most effective way that this virus spreads is through close contact. It's through coughing and the inhalation of viral particles on those droplets of moisture. We need to do what we can to increase social distancing and to reduce the occurrence of that risk. So what does this mean for our local establishments? First, the governor's March 10th executive order prohibiting assemblages of more than 250 people, that still stands. There is nothing in this order that changes anything in the governor's executive order. Beyond that, in Kent County, we are requiring these establishments to reduce occupancy by 50%. That means that a restaurant or a bar with a normal occupancy of 150 will now be limited to 75 patrons, in addition to their employees. For a movie theater complex, for example, each auditorium will be allowed to seat half of its listed capacity. The open space areas in a theater would be treated as an additional single shared space. Each theater and shared space will be limited to 50% of normal occupancy loads. I want to be very clear, we don't take these actions lightly. We're trying to walk a fine line between overreacting and underreacting and being very mindful of the science of how this spreads, how significant this is, and we're doing the very best we can to protect our community while also doing what we can not to shut down the means of our economy and society that are so important for a healthy community. That said, we recognize that this will present significant challenges for hundreds of businesses and local establishments throughout the county. And I want to say we're grateful that representatives of our local business community stand in support of this decision. They're behind me right now, and that means an awful lot to us at Kent County. I want to thank our friends from the Grand Rapids Area Chamber of Commerce, the West Michigan Hispanic Center, and Experience Grand Rapids who are here with us today. We also know that this order may hurt many people in our community who rely on these establishments for entertainment and for business and for their jobs. If you are someone struggling with food security at this moment, please call 211. Our food pantries have been mobilized, they're coordinated, and 211 stands ready to help navigate people who are looking for assistance to the help they need. I would also ask for those of you who are in a position to help at this moment. There are many of you who are not struggling with food security, who are prepared and have the ability to take care of yourself at this time. I would encourage you to please find ways that you can support those pantries and those nonprofit organizations financially in this moment of need. Also, the Heart of West Michigan United Way is looking for volunteers to support these efforts. If you can, please visit the Heart of West Michigan's United Way, their website, for more information on how you can volunteer. Again, I want to thank you for your attention. I want to thank you for doing what you can to slow the spread of COVID-19 in our community. I also want to encourage you to follow our Facebook page, the Kent County Health Department's Facebook page. Every day we're posting new information and trying to share what we know in a transparent way. At this time, I would like to welcome to the podium our Kent County Sheriff, Michelle LaJoy Young, who will talk to us about how the Sheriff's Office is working with area businesses to implement this order. Sheriff?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Adam. The most important message that I want to share today is that we will be working collaboratively with local business owners to implement this order. Our primary purpose is to educate the business community on how to comply. If it appears that establishment is over capacity, our plan is to seek management's cooperation to lower capacity. Additionally, I want to take this opportunity to assure you that we are taking extraordinary precautions in the jail. This includes no access that isn't necessary to the facility, sanitizing it daily, multiple times each day, segregating individuals who appear to have symptoms, and starting tomorrow, we are ending public visitation at the correctional facility. In addition, we've worked with all area public safety officials to coordinate our responses and to complete our law enforcement and public safety mission in a way that takes into account the current public health circumstance. Staff are practicing social distances and sanitation practices where possible. In some circumstances, when not an emergency, we may call first rather than immediately come out to you in person. With that, I'll turn the podium back over to Wayman Britt.
Thank you, Sheriff. Many of our partners are here, and I would like to invite the city manager and the city mayor of Grand Rapids and our city manager and mayor of Walker to the podium with them, and please share thoughts that you have about this order, and we appreciate the support that we've gotten from you so far. Thanks. And Wyoming, please come.
All right, well, good afternoon, good evening, I should say, everyone. I just want to say a few words and really echo what you've already heard today. We're really grateful to have strong partners here at the health department in our community, and I know all the cities in the county feel that way. We are working closely with them. We have a strong team in place at the city that has been working really around the clock on this issue in partnership with the county. I want to echo the words of caution and encourage everyone living in the city to follow the precautions that have been shared today. If you are sick, stay home. If you are able to stay home, stay home. We will work closely to support the new order that's been put in place and to keep that social distancing and those large crowds at a minimum. And then this is a time for us to come together and make sure that we're supporting one another. You know, this is a time, if you have an elderly neighbor, check on them. If you are able to buy extra groceries and staples to support someone in your neighborhood that maybe they need help with that, either financially or they can't get to a grocery store, now's the time to do that. We are a strong community, and I believe that we will get through this together, and now is a time to support one another. One last thing, City Hall is open, but we are strongly encouraging folks to take advantage of what's available online. You can go to our website. If you have any questions, you can call 311. We are here to be helpful, but we're going to strongly discourage folks from coming to City Hall if that's at all possible. And I'll see if our city manager wants to say anything else.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, County Administrator Britt, Dr. London, for your leadership throughout this incident. And I want to thank all of our community partners here for collaborating with us. We have been looking at the potential impact of this issue on our community, our city, and we stand ready to provide support to the county's public health department in managing the public health and safety of our community. Our police department, our fire department will assist in compliance with this order, and we seek first compliance. We are not in the business of trying to unnecessarily place burdens on the community, but we also have to balance compliance with public health and safety, and that's what we will seek, and we will use our law resources to collaborate. As the mayor said earlier, we're concerned certainly about the health of our community, but also the health of our workforce, and we are also practicing social distancing, and we will continue to try to set the example for other businesses in the community to follow. Thank you so much.
On behalf of the City of Walker, the leadership that Dr. London, Wayman and his team, Sheriff and the Undersheriff, have shown over the since this has all started. I can't think of a finer display of leadership that we have in our area, and to have all of us here on a Sunday night really speaks volumes of that. What we've witnessed from the county since it started, that spirit of collaboration, the clarity of messaging that we have, the pragmatic decision-making, really have given all of us comfort at a very trying time. And to echo a little bit of what Mayor Bliss and Mark had just shared, really just the practicality of being smart, making those right decisions, and coming together and checking with the neighbors and see if there's anything they need help with as well. But if you don't have to go out into a public venue, probably to do that, things are going to be fine. This is going to work its way out over time, but we have to take these measures now. Our city is fully behind that. Just before coming in here, we made a decision. We have a city-owned ice and fitness center that gets a little bit of usage that we made, I think, a very practical decision to actually close that in line with the public health order until April 5th at 11:59 as well. So we feel that's in the best interest of our community and doing all the things that we can as well. So that being said, Curtis.
Thank you also for allowing me to be here and join this group. We've done, I believe, Kent County and all of our communities around Kent County have worked very hard on this issue, and the City of Wyoming stands in support of all the comments that were made. I don't really feel that I need to repeat any of the comments, with the exception of just saying, again, I want to emphasize, we have many, many online opportunities for our residents. Please use those online opportunities. We're going to encourage you to in all of our disciplines that where we provide services to the public. In addition to that, we are looking at how we will provide public meetings going forward too, and we'll be limiting those public meetings. We'll only be taking what action is necessary for the time being, and looking at postponing those actions that aren't truly important to happen right today or right tomorrow for the time being. So we stand with this group, we stand strongly in support of the recommendations that have come forward, and we very much appreciate the communication and the help and the partnership with all of our neighbors standing here, where we've worked with them not only on this project, but on so many others. So thank you very much.
Thank you. And we're going to have the business community, the Chamber of Grand Rapids, the Hispanic Chamber of Grand Rapids, and the Experience Grand Rapids come to the podium and give us a few comments. We really appreciate your support and your collaboration. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Rick Baker, and I'm the President and CEO of the Grand Rapids Chamber of Commerce. And I want to start by thanking the leadership of Kent County and Dr. London for bringing us into the decision ahead of time rather than us having react to it after hearing about it. That is such an important part of the process, so that our business community can be ready to prepare. This is, as was mentioned, it was not a decision that was taken lightly. It was something that a lot of people spent some great deal of time on, thinking about the public health, but also the economic impact that it has on our small businesses, and really weighing the best solution to not overreact but not underreact, as Dr. London mentioned earlier. We do call upon the business community to do their part and to live up to the ordinance, self-police, if you will call it that, to help us make sure that we are limiting the social contact and doing everything that we can to stop this virus from spreading, to limit the amount of time that we have to deal with this and get back to business as usual. And we call on the community at the time that we are able to get back to business as usual to come out and support those small businesses, because they are going to have some difficult times and difficult days ahead of them in the near future as we work through this challenge that we have in front of us right now. And so, again, I thank the leadership here, Kent County Health Department and the Kent County, for bringing us in and having us engage in this process, understanding the impact it can have on the entire community. So thank you. I'll turn it over to my colleague from the Hispanic Chamber.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Guillermo Cisneros y vengo representando la Cámara Hispana de Comercio del Oeste de Michigan. Yo también, siguiendo las palabras de mi compañero Rick Baker, quisiera agradecer al liderazgo del Condado de Kent por habernos incluido en esta conversación tan importante. Como comunidad estamos viviendo tiempos sin precedentes en el que es necesario venir y unirnos y poner atención a todos los mandatos y ordenanzas que están apareciendo por parte de nuestro estado de Michigan, de nuestras autoridades locales. Y en este momento quisiera hacer un llamado a nuestra comunidad hispana en el área de West Michigan a que pongan atención a todo lo que está pasando. Es muy importante que sigan las reglas, que se distancien socialmente si es posible, que no vayan a trabajar si no es necesario. Y a nuestros dueños de negocios, sabemos que esta es una situación complicada, ¿sí? Esta ordenanza tal vez afecte a muchos de ustedes, pero es importante que pongamos atención porque a la larga va a beneficiar toda la actividad económica de nuestro estado. Pues estamos escuchando de muchos más casos que se están presentando, ¿sí? Y es importante que pongamos atención y sobre todo que estemos unidos más que nunca. También quiero decir que estamos vengo representando a un grupo que se llama Latinx GR. Es un grupo de 5 organizaciones, el Latino Community Coalition, el Centro Hispano, la Cámara Hispana, el Latino Network y la Latina Network. Estamos teniendo un esfuerzo para traducir todos los materiales que se están publicando por diferentes instituciones. Entonces, si quieren ofrecerse como voluntarios, el Centro Hispano está abierto para poder facilitar este servicio. So I want to share with the rest of the community. I'm here representing also Latinx GR, which is a collaborative of 5 Latinx organizations, the Hispanic Center of Western Michigan, the Latino Community Coalition, the Latina Network, the Latino Network, and the West Michigan Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, that if there is, if your companies or organizations have limited resources, this collaborative has put together an initiative where we are helping with translation and interpretation. This is being done at the Hispanic Center of Western Michigan, and if you in your organization have barriers, with financials, please come to us. We have secure funds that can support these translation services. So, we thank you for taking into consideration communities that don't speak English. We have over 85 languages represented here in West Michigan, and the Hispanic Center has the capabilities to translate all of this information into those languages. So if you have any needs or any questions, please contact the Hispanic Center. Thank you.
I'll be very brief. You've heard from a lot of folks, but I stand here in unison with not just my business colleagues, but our local governments. You've heard it. They've been fantastic. The collaboration shouldn't surprise you. This area was built on a collaborative spirit, and that collaborative spirit is going to get us through, and it's probably going to allow us to heal quicker than most places because of that same collaborative spirit. So while it's hit our industry, the travel industry, very, very hard, it's hit other industries too. And I feel confident that none of us want to go through this, but because of the community that we get to represent, I think we'll be back as soon as we can. We'll be back as strong as ever. Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. It's been brought to my attention by the Undersheriff that I may have misspoke on one detail. I may have said that noon tomorrow, when actually it's 10 a.m. tomorrow. This public health order goes into effect at 10 a.m. tomorrow and remains in effect till 11:59 p.m. on April 5th. So with that, again, I'd like to thank all of our amazing community partners. This really has been tremendous. And the show of support that we've had from so many leaders in this community has been absolutely amazing over the past week or so. I also want to thank the media partners. You are an essential partner of ours in getting these important public health messages to the community in a timely way. Thank you so much for your partnership. And with that, we'll adjourn this press conference, and we are available for questions if you have them. Thank you.